Good afternoon and welcome to the Inspiring Lincoln Facebook page and the Inspiring Lincoln YouTube channel. I'm Amanda Fowler and it's time for this week's Craft and Chat. Now, apologies if you've been waiting a couple of minutes. I have been doing what many of us do, I think, which is talking to the computer and saying, but you are connected. And actually it wasn't connected. So we're all at bit 6s and 7s currently. Yeah, I've been muttering, not very politely at the computer. But yeah, there was a wire. There was a wire that wasn't plugged in. Okay, so if you have patiently waited for me for the past 5 minutes, can you let me know if you can hear me and see me properly? And I'll kind of catch you up on what's been going on. I'm just going to have a slurp of coffee. Ali can see and hear me, but she can't find me on Facebook. Okay, Ali, let me just check. Da, 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 da. Let's have a look. Yeah, I am now live. You can see me again on Facebook now, Ali. Yeah. I was a bit late. Okay, so let's see. Tina's here. Good morning. Sue, Michelle, Ali. And you can all see me and hear me. And Scylla, yeah. Elizabeth and Margaret. Perfect. Okay, so if you weren't here a couple of minutes ago, I've been sat here since just before 2 o'clock. So I come upstairs and I sort my world out. And just before 2 o'clock, came upstairs, switched it all on, and all I've got is, you are not connected to the internet. You are not connected. Yeah, I wasn't. I told the computer I was in no uncertain terms, but I plugged the wire in downstairs, just not upstairs. But yes, so we are connected and we are here, and that is good. Hello, Margaret, North Carolina's in the house, and Oz too. Hello, Donna. Hi, Mum. Mum's here too. Pauline. Brilliant. Okay. So, few things to talk to you about today. A couple of public service announcements. You know me, always trying to help. So first of all, tell me what you've been up to. What were you up to at the weekend? Anybody got any exciting news? Anything happened that's exciting? Let us know. Doesn't have to be crafting related. Do let us know what has been going on with you. Lise, hello. Nice to see you. Awesome. I have been running around today, doing all kinds of jobs that I've been putting off for ages, including getting a pair of sports glasses for when we go on holiday. So what I wanted, so because I am as blind as a bat without my glasses on, distance wise, if I'm reading, although these are varifocals, if I'm reading like here with a book, I do that. I take my glasses off. If I'm working, this is why I have varifocals. If I'm working and kind of at arm's length when I'm crafting, because I stand up when I'm crafting, working at arm's length, I need the varifocals. So I've had previously, when we've been swimming and stuff, I've had like single vision goggles, but they're not really that comfortable if you're in and out of the sea or in and out of a pool and you're just kind of wandering around. You want something that's, you know, a bit more comfortable. So Asda, of all places, there are opticians at Asda, and they do sports glasses, and they're plastic lenses and plastic rims, and they have like an elastic comes around the back. And for £60, I've got a pair of varifocal glasses that I can wear in the water. Marvelous. So yeah, so I've been there, been to sort that out. So that's been really good today, and I've been to the bank and I've got some shopping and all kinds of stuff. So yeah. So that's why when I came upstairs and I'd got everything sorted out before I went out, I was all ready, and then I wasn't connected. So the next thing to talk about the connection, some of you who've been here over the last couple of weeks will know that I'm having an intermittent issue with my signal dropping out. I about a month ago got an email from BT Openreach because I've been on the waiting list for full fibre to the house so that I could have really good Wi-Fi. And they said it was ready. So I booked it, I signed up straight away, sorted it all out. And then last week, there was a BT Openreach van just down the road. And the chap, there were two engineers, and one of them was kind of stood outside his van, looking at his computer, looking at the road, looking in the hole. And you could see whatever it was that he was looking at was not right. So I went out to see him, and their system says that there is full fibre all the way up to where we are, and we're like at the top of an estate. So we're kind of like the last point in the estate. And I was really surprised when they told me that we had full fibre, because I knew that the engineers from last year only did work up to the end of our street. They didn't come up our street. And it seems that they missed us off. So there's no full fibre. So the upshot of all of that is the engineer spoke to his boss, who said, well, my computer says there's fibre there. And he's going, well, in the hole there isn't. So they've now got to do the work to put the fibre in. So potentially it's going to be another 12 weeks. So I'm a bit sad, but the reality is that I can't get it any faster because they've got to do the work. So at least we've found it out now. So as always, please, if for some reason things get a bit blurry or, you know, look a bit weird, put a note in the comments for me, please, and I will check it out and go back onto Wi-Fi and stuff if I need to. Okay. So I do have a public service announcement, which I don't know. I've been thinking about talking about this for weeks, and I haven't mentioned it, and I've decided I am going to say it now. So, many of you will know, last year we had a particularly tough year. We lost my dad and Brian's dad. Even into this year, we've lost other family members. And I know the more people I talk to, the more people, obviously, losing family is a part of life. We know that. But the more people I've been talking to, the more times I hear people say, I wished I'd known X. And people struggle because nobody wants to talk about what happens when somebody dies. But actually, we can all do something to help the people that we leave behind. And I'm sure some people will say, well, this is all a bit morbid, Amanda. What are you talking about? Well, actually, I'm seeing it as a service. So if you have favorite pieces of music or poems or that kind of thing, that would help the person that is arranging your celebration of life or your funeral, favorite hymns, whatever that happens to be, or even favorite places for services and things. Write it down. If you have somewhere where you'd like your ashes scattered, write it down. And write down where you keep your money. What bank accounts do you have? You don't even, to be honest, you don't even have to necessarily put the bank account numbers down. But I have spoken to a number of people over the last few years, and they, people's finances, even couples' finances, are often split. People didn't know what bank accounts, didn't know what insurance policies people had. Do the organizing. Gather things together into a folder and put it somewhere that's easily accessible, because none of us know when our time is our time. And if you do that, I can guarantee the people that you are leaving behind will have just a tiny bit less stress and upset to go through in order to do those things. And I think it's something that we can all do. And if you do it now, when you're happy and healthy, as opposed to waiting until, a few years down the line, I just think it would be a really good thing to do. So that's Amanda's public service announcement, really, because those of us that are left behind always want to do the very best that we can. So you can help. We can all help. I actually have a folder and I've been adding stuff into this folder. And and I've been gathering. It's been making. I'm laughing because it's been making me smile. On my computer, that's where all my photographs are, and I've scanned in photos that Mum and Dad had of me when I was younger. Because I know Connor and Kimberly, when that kind of time comes, they will probably want to do a slideshow or something, whatever the technology is, and they'll want photos. So I've actually set up a little folder on my computer, which is photos photos of Mum if you want to do a slideshow, photos of Dad if you want to do a slideshow. So right, so that's it. I'm going to stop now. But I am going to read your comments. So, okay, so we'll just go back. Oh, Ali. So Ali's been going open water swimming. But she did, her sister went as well, and she did crocheting granny squares on on the banks while her sister was swimming. So they're going to raise money for brain cancer. That's fantastic. Yeah, Ali, I hope that the exercise and things will help your fingers. Good morning, Kathy Jean. Josette, Malta's in the house. Hello. I am determined to get back to Malta. I was talking to Brian about this the other day, and I want to go away in September, so I might be coming. Sue is saying she completely agrees. Oh, Elizabeth's saying it's sensible advice. It makes it much easier when the time comes. It does. It does. Oh, Margaret, I'm so sorry. They've lost her daughter's mother-in-law. Ali did all of that stuff before she had surgery. Yes, and again, this is we don't think about these things, do we? So that's a really good thing. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, so Donna's saying that her brother had money for the funeral but didn't tell anybody where it was. And he just never got round to telling them. I know, and that's really sad, isn't it? So Donna's going to be organising what she wants. And Margaret's saying that losing her daughter's mother-in-law has made them start putting things into action. And Judith's saying that I'm being prepared. I'm just trying to be helpful. It's my world, Judith. I don't know. I think, at the end of the day, the kids will be going through their own photos and picking stuff out. But I know some of the historical stuff they might not have. So it just made sense for me to kind of sit and do that. And for those of you that are in the UK, I have talked about this before. I will say it again. Power of attorneys. You can do a power of attorney for health and welfare and another one for finance. They can be put into place right now, and they don't actually come into action until you need help and assistance, or potentially you lose capacity to deal with things. It costs about £82. I think it is £82 for each one. And you do it online. And it's so straightforward. And it means then that, you can take care of loved ones. So that's really good. And for goodness sake, please make sure you have a will. So that's it. Right. I'm not going to talk about any of this anymore now. But yes, make sure you have a will. Oh, Ali said she didn't sit on the bank. She sat in the building watching her sister swim while she had a nice warm cup of tea. I like your plan. I would love to say that I have some knitting to show you. I do not. I've not touched my knitting in a week. But it's on the list. It's on the list. Okay. Shall we talk about crafting and Stampin' Up and stuff? Okay. So I've got some important dates and information to share with you. Time is marching on. I know January seemed to last for about 17 weeks, but we're getting towards the end of catalogues. So just bear with me. We've got a spam person. Okay, right. Just dealt with that. Right. Okay. So The first thing is I emailed everybody out on Saturday. For those of you that come to my in-person events, my in-person Bog Off sale is on April the 20th, Saturday, April the 20th. I will be emailing out details of how you can book your spot on the 8th of March. So watch out for that. And that's my Bog Off sale and my catalogue launch. So we'll be probably making a couple of cards. I'll be showcasing some new products, and you can sell my Bog Off. You can sell my Bog Off? No, you can buy from my Bog Off sale. If you are one of my online customers or my faraway customers, I will be doing an online version of Bog Off in the summer, probably August. At the moment, I don't know when. Haven't got that far yet with that, but I'm doing my in-person one in April. The next thing is this catalogue and this catalogue finish at the end of April. Okay, which seems like a long way away. Finishes at the end of April, but the retiring list for both of them will be coming out on the 18th of March. That's 4 weeks' time. About 4 weeks' time. Yeah, about 4 weeks' time. So if you've got stuff in those catalogues that you want to get, I would get it sooner rather than later. If you want to wait and see if there are any discounts and bargains to be had, that's when it will launch. So I will do what I always do, which is send it out to everyone on my mailing list as soon as I can. It will also go live on the website kind of at the same time. So it will mean that you can shop on the website, because that's always generally the fastest way. If you don't get emails from me, pop over to my website, inspiringinking.com, and sign up for my newsletters and updates and so on. So I always email out first before I put it anywhere else, before I put it on social media, before I do a blog post, any of that good stuff. It goes out to my subscribers first, always. So that is always the best thing to do. So that's in March. I'm kind of working backwards, actually. This celebration and celebration point 2 is finishing in a week on the 29th of February. So that is 9 days time. So don't miss out. There's still lots of products still available. So that's exciting. I've actually got one to show you today that I don't think I've shown you yet. And I haven't seen anyone order it. No, Sue ordered it the other day. But other than that, I haven't seen anybody order it. So I thought I would share it with you. And I've got a new kit to show you. I'm just trying to remember. I didn't show you the kit last week, did I? I didn't. When I saw my mum, what day is it today? When I saw my mum yesterday, mum was it only yesterday? I did say things are falling through the cracks at the moment. I'm forgetting stuff, which not like me at all, really. But so I need you to put in the comments, did I show you the house plant home decor kit last week. I don't think it had arrived. You can tell me. Anyway, whilst you're deciding on that, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you this paper. No. Excellent. I can show you that as well then. Okay. So let me do this and this. Switch the camera. Start the camera. Hooray! Donna's saying no unless she's forgotten as well. Yeah. There is an option. So one of my team, the lovely Chris, and she's normally here actually. Maybe she's out and about today. Had to rescue me at a class on Saturday. I went to do a class with a group that I've been going to for years, and we have a wonderful time. We make a couple of cards, and I forgot to take glue. How can I forget to take glue? Well, anyway, the lovely Chris sorted me out. So that was amazing. Okay, so this is a celebration paper that, like I said, I don't think I have shown you. So it is called Most Adored. And I think I probably just didn't show it because I didn't really do any Valentine's projects. So I don't know, maybe it slipped my mind, but it's beautiful. So I think I better show it to you. So it's a pack of 12. It's double-sided, it's gold foiling, and the colors are Flirty Flamingo and a Real Red. So I'm going to kind of pick it up a bit closer so you can see. So you've got roses and beautiful hearts. You've got this like tartan pattern, and this is foiled. And then you've got little pink sort of leaf hearts, they are. Woo! Fall on the floor. Then you've got this amazing marbling and like a crosshatch design. Hi, Stella. Texas is in the house. Then you've got flowers and little tiny gold hearts and another sort of marbled paper. You've got these little dashes and some pink hearts. And then the last pattern is these sort of falling hearts or rising hearts. So like bubbles actually rising, which are really, really pretty. And then you've got a crosshatch design on the back. So what I wanted to show you was, we just cut this down so it's like the size of a card front. Ugh. Guess who's got all kinds of sticky on her trimmer. I'll take it downstairs with me in a minute and unstick it. Ah, Margaret, you had the papers as well. I didn't think somebody else had them. But compared to like the Flight and Airy papers and the toolbox papers, hardly anyone's gone for these. So I've got blending brushes and some bubble bath ink. And what you can do is change the background. So just because this is white on the back, you can change the colours. I've got green here as well. Let's just do a bit of blending. Ali got them for herself as well. Donna got some too. Good. But look how cool that is. So just because the backgrounds are all white with the gold foiling, you can change the colors. When you're working with the blending brushes, it doesn't, the ink doesn't really sit on the foiling. If you were to use markers or watercolor wash, it might. So you might need to give it a little buff over just to make sure it's still shiny. But that's looking pretty good, isn't it? So there you go. So that's another option if you're still looking for things for your celebration. Now this is part of the new kit. So this, look at the size of the box, it's huge. It's called the Happy House Plants Kit. And in it, you've got your instructions. You've got 4 frames. So obviously I've got 1 frame here, 4 frames, and these are 6 by 6 inch frames. Now I want to show you on these frames, there's something very important to show you. Okay, so the frames, I should have brought a spoon up with me to bend these back. A bit sharp. Right, okay. So the frames have acetate in them. Now you can see that on one side, they've got a film on them. But they've actually got film on both sides. So there we go. I've got the little corner off there. So I can pull that off. And you might think, oh, that doesn't look that clear. But actually, there is another film on the other side. So one side has like the little markers on it, but the other side, and I've got fancy nails on. I can't do it. Hang on. Can you see? Look. Right. So let me just put. Oh no, it's not going to show you. But if I hold it there and pull, can you see the difference? No, Amanda, we can't. So this is like cloudy and this is crystal clear. Hang on. There you go. There you go. There you can see, look. So that is crystal clear and that's cloudy. Okay. So if you get this kit, take both bits of film off. So I'm going to leave that like that for now. And then inside, so this is a great kit. You know, I've talked about kits quite a lot recently. This is a great kit to do with friends. So you've got 4 different houseplant designs. There's a frame for each of them. So they're the other designs, and then you've got pop-out pieces, and you just layer them up. So if you're looking for a little bit of artwork and a bit of creative stuff as well, that kit is fabulous. So there you go. So £24 it is, which I think is a bargain. You've got 4 frames. And, you know, as with all these things, if you decide after a little while that you want different pictures in there, you've got the frames to do different pictures. So that is really cool. Okay, so I'm moving on to the actual crafting of today. Oh, Right. Let's see where it's gone. Okay. So this is Enduring Beauty. In your mini catalogue, it's on page 38 and 39. Now, it is a 3-part bundle. So if you buy the bundle, you get a stamp set, dies, and masks. So this is a stamp set, which is really pretty. And this is like a dog rose. And you get masks. Now you will get 5 masks. I had 5 masks, but the 5th one I don't tend to use. And somewhere between me demonstrating it on Saturday and me getting home, it's vamoosed. So it could well be in a box somewhere that I haven't yet found. Or it could be in a paper pack. So I only actually ever use the 4 anyway, and I'll show you actually on here which one the 5th one is. So they're numbered, and this is the one that I don't use, which is number 5. And what it does is, can you see the sort of stamens there on the center? That's what it actually puts in. But because I tend to use the mask to color the stamp, which I will show you in a moment, I don't tend to use it. So there's stamps, there's masks, and there's dies. Now the big die cuts out the large stamped image, but the little dies cut out lots of stuff. So you've got this beautiful frame, and I'm hoping the camera's going to focus on that. It's got tiny dots around it, really beautiful. You've got these little flower petals, you've got flower stems, and then leaves. And, you know, I say this often, die cut leaves and flowers are really useful just to add a bit of texture and things to your stamping. So let's get this going. So I'm going to, on my grid paper, I'm going to pin down the piece of basic white with a bit of Post-it tape. I've talked about this before. It was Karen that recommended this to me. It works brilliantly. It's actually really quite expensive, but a little bit goes a long way, and you can reuse the pieces as well. But obviously you can use painter's tape or washi tape, other things, but you'll find, just make sure that you have something that is not going to tear your paper. So the first thing that I'm going to do is stamp, and it would be really helpful if I had a block. So I'm just going to go and get my block. Just chat amongst yourselves for a minute. Okay. Yeah, so I thought it might fit on this one, which is an E, I think, but it won't. It has to go on this one, which is an F, which is the biggest block that we do. Okay. So, use Memento Black. because it's such a big stamp, I'm taking the ink pad to the stamp, and that way you can just go over the whole thing. And ooh, managed to smudge on there already. Let's use the emergency side and turn it over. Now, this is a huge stamp. Normally I would stand up, and it would have been better if I'd have put it on the stamping mat. So I'm just going to give it a really good squish. Ooh, there we go. So let's firstly admire that stamp. That is so beautiful. Now, you can colour it in with your markers. So, yeah, here is one. I coloured in with my markers. And it took me a good few minutes to do that. So I used the blends, and I used two shades of Flirty Flamingo, and I think that's Lemon Lime Twist. And I coloured it all in, and it did take me a little bit of time. So obviously then I thought, well, let's play with the masks. Now the masks have a notch in them in the top left-hand corner. Can you see that? And if I bring it up really close, it's not gonna. Oh yeah, you can see that. Can you see that's got a number 3? So they are ordered. Now, the theory is you use them in the order that Stampin' Up suggests that you use them. Of course, you can do your own thing. But I'm going to use them in the order that they are designed. I'll just get a couple of bits of tape so I can tape them down. Now, when I've used masks before, you will have seen this before. When I've used masks before, sometimes I put this down and I make a little mark where that little V is. What I found with this it was much easier for me to pop this down and wiggle it about until I had it. Let me just bring that down a minute. Until I had it in the right spot. So what I did was I just wiggled it around, and went, oh, where is that going to fit? And I think I've got it upside down. Yes, I have. Okay. So I stamped the stamp upside down. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right. Let's play that again. Look. So you just wiggle it around until it's lined up perfectly. And you can see that is absolutely lined up perfectly. If I move it a little bit, you can see it's just offset. Wiggle it back to where it should be. And that is fab. So pin that down and pin that down. Now I'm only using 2 colors of ink today. I'm using Bubble Bath and Garden Green. And I'm going to start with the Bubble Bath, and this is giving a color. Number 1 is giving a color over the whole of all of the flowers. So I am just going over lightly. So I want these just to be just a hint of pink, sort of a blush pink. rows. So then when I lift that up, how cool is that? And that took seconds. So that's number one. Number two is the first layer of the leaves. So again, you just wiggle it round until it's pinned down perfectly. Let's just do that again. There we go. Can you see? And I'm not re-inking with the green because I've got a little bit of green already from when I did this the other day. Sorry. I am sorry. I've just got to stop. I've got problems with spam. I think I've got them all. If anybody can see any other spam comments, let me know, please. Sorry, we don't normally get attacked, but we did today. So there we go. So look. I just love this so much. So, I mean, it's really beautiful, just like that. And that's just with 2 masks. But it gets better because you've got the detail and I've just got to wiggle this around again so that it's lined up. Pin it down. I'm sorry, the spam's just being a real pain. Let me just go there. Okay. I think it's come. I think I've deleted all of them. Sorry, Sue. I've blocked the person as well. So this number 3 is the detail of the flower. So I'm just getting a little bit more of the bubble bath. And I'm just going over the top again. Now, because obviously where the mask is open, it's going to put a second layer of color on. So it's going to be darker, and that's why I love just using the same color for both bits. You can use different colors though, if you want to. But look at the depth that gives it. It's just beautiful shadowing. Honestly, I was blown away by these. It's just beautiful. And then number 4 is sort of highlighting the leaves. It also does the stems as well. So, which is very cool. So again, this time I'm using exactly the same ink. And like I said, I've still got plenty of ink on this blending brush. So I haven't re-inked it. But it's just putting extra depth down. Now, if to clean your masks, all you need to do is just run them under the tap. And just stand them up, leave them to dry. So that is the last one. And look at the depth and the way it pops. It's just so pretty. So let me just pop that down. And I'll just pop this on a base. I need to put a sentiment on it, but I will do that actually. So I'm going to put that on there just to give it a real pop, and I will put a sentiment on it. So when it goes on my blog tomorrow, you'll see it with a sentiment on it, because actually none of the samples, I haven't put sentiments on any of them. And we do talk about this. Sometimes I just make cards without sentiments, and then I know that I've got a card ready and I can put whatever sentiment I want on it. So this one is I used the markers. Obviously this one I used 2 shades of Bubble Bath and Garden Green. This one I actually used the 5th mask. Can you see it goes on the stamen pieces? And I actually used, because I wanted to show you the difference, I used 2 different colors. So this one is really subtle, tone on tone. This one is much more punchy because it has 2 shades of color, and obviously the darker color there on the leaves as well. So 3 cards, quite obviously the same, but equally slightly different. These 2 obviously are die cut, so I've actually die cut, whereas this one is flat. And these 2 are on the timeless text. I never remember the name of that embossing folder. You have to have it imprinted. It is called Time Worn Type. This one here. Yeah, Time Worn Type, which is really lovely. So there you go. So that's everything from me today. I do have an important bit of information, which is next week I will be live 1 hour early. I'll be live at 1 o'clock UK time, not 2 o'clock. So particularly for those of you lovely people all around the world, obviously it'll be an hour earlier than I was today. Kimberly's coming, and her train gets in at 2:30. So I said, how can you do that? How 2:30? I'm busy at 2:30. And she said, well, it's fine. I'll get a taxi. And I'm going, no, it's fine. I will go and get her at 2:30. So I will be live with you between 1 and 2 o'clock. And what I will do is I'll set it up in a few minutes, so there's like a reminder on my Facebook page and on YouTube as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great week. I will see you all next week at 1 o'clock. All of the products that you've seen today are available in my online store. Pop over to my blog, www.inspiringinkin.com, and you'll find clickable links to my online store. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, do all the things, but you'll find me as Inspiring Inkin everywhere. So take care of yourselves till next week. I'll see you then. Goodbye.